this island, how they live, what they do. So it's a short trip, but just relax and journey to this wonderful island. So join us on a brief journey to Cook Islands. Today, we'll experience the island's vibrant sights and sounds through the voices of the Christian women. In the Cook Islands, the primary language is Maori. To greet one another, locals use the phrase, what is it? Kia orana. So, warm greeting means, may you live a long and wonderful life. I know you've all been sitting for a long time, so we are now starting the journey. Everybody can stand up for a minute or seconds. Please stand up. And I would like you to say, Kia orana. Kia orana. Right? No, you're looking at somebody else. Not me. Kia orana, take your time. Everybody behind, everybody. And, okay, you're done with welcoming each other. Okay, please sit down. And now get ready as we are going to
Cook Island.
Journey through this enchanting island. What does come to your mind? I'll be doing a video clip that's coming up because no matter how much I talk about this island, you can't feel it. I've been to many islands in my life, but this is absolutely different. So I thought of doing something different this year, having a 1-minute video clip with the music. And especially this music is drumming. These islanders love drumming. And you know, many different societies use drumming, has a lot more spiritual and other meanings. I won't go there. But what you will see here, actually it's a virtual journey through this enchanting island. You will see vibrant coral reefs, sandy lagoon beaches, teeming sea life, lush forests, dramatic volcanic peaks. These are volcanic islands. The swaying of coconut trees, just like Kerala. Actually, I like coconut trees so much, and this is going off my script. They cannot have any building taller than the coconut trees. So there are no high rises. Anyway, back to the video. And you will see young girls drinking fresh coconut water while rhythmic drum beats echo in the ground. It's the whole thing is drumming. So let's go on this journey. So what do you think? Did you like it? Okay. Cook Islands captivate visitors from around the world with their natural beauty and cultural richness. So tourism is, of course, their #1 word. That's where they make the most money from. Now, the next slide is discovering the Cook Island. I put a collage here because I didn't want to keep on changing things on each slide, so look carefully. Where are the Cook Islands? Anybody knows? Near any countries you know?
Australia.
What is it?
Yeah, Australia.
Australia. Very good. Actually, it's between Australia, New Zealand, and Hawaii is kind of in that area. Have you been to Australia? But you know the geography. Good. But collectively, you know how big it is, Cook Islands? It's like the same size as Washington, D.C. The next one, we are going to go into the education. Education is a cornerstone of community life in Cook Islands. Both primary and secondary education are free and compulsory. In primary schools, instruction is primarily in Maori, that's their language, while English is introduced in the secondary schools. In the old days, when the missionaries were there and English was prevalent, they really wanted the kids to speak English in the schools. And actually, the kids who did not, it was well intentional, like all missionary efforts, but the kids who spoke Maori were punished, and all in the hope they would be very fluent in English. Years later, you will hear from one of the monologues. It has left a very deep scar in the minds of many of these children, because their grandmother would come in and say, speak Maori, that's your language. But when they go to school and speak, they get hit, they're punished. So you will hear the voice of a young woman who says what it meant to her as a growing up child. But now the problem has reversed. Now they have a big problem, even though the official languages are English, and a unique variation of Cook Islands Maori. It's a slight variation. Sadly, with the English dominating everyday use, everybody now speaks English. What happened? The Maori language has become endangered. You know what I mean? Fewer and fewer people are speaking. And it's noted by UNESCO. So sometimes in our eagerness, we push things on people, and then that language disappears. And this could happen to Malayalam in the third or fourth generation, but this happens. Okay, the next slide is youth and children. Young people are essential to the fabric of Cook Island society. However, the recent census data shows a decline in the youth population. What do you think would have happened to the youth? Anybody has any idea?
Came to US.
Children are still born. It's not like they stopped having children.
Came to
It's
US.
the same story as in Kerala. There's a huge migration. A lot of them moved to New Zealand and Australia for education and employment opportunities. The next one, women. Put a lot of things on this slide with women. Cook Islands women are amazing. They hold a broad spectrum of careers, including business, literature, visual and performing arts, which you saw just now. They are always dancing, so this is part of their DNA. Photography, jewelry making, carving, and fashion designs. But they are also skilled in the traditional crafts. They want to recreate the traditional scarves. And here you see pictures of women using two kinds of natural fibers. One is a screw pine fiber, and what's the other one? You see the picture? Coconut. Remember in India too, we do a lot with coconut fiber. Coconut, and they create everything from mats, baskets, fans, hats, earrings, bags, and even traditional dance costumes. And they are very skilled, and they are not losing that art. Despite all the fancy careers, they are able to maintain their traditional art. The art forms include, did you see a picture of a quilt? Can you see a patchwork quilt on the thing? The patchwork quilting were introduced by the missionaries. But through the time, now it's a celebrated cultural expressions, birthdays, weddings, heirlooms, Even funerals, they wrap in their old quilt. Quilt has become a lot more than a quilt. It has become a cultural expression. Okay, the next one. What does this look like? Some kind of celebration? Yeah, this island loves to celebrate. But the annual cultural festival is woven into the very fabric of the Cook Islands. The highlight is the week-long, it's a whole week-long anniversary of the island's independence. And the people come from all the 15 islands to do this. It's a vibrant festival featuring traditional arts, crafts, music, dance, and local cuisine. They also have a lot of drumming competitions. I mean, they take the drumming very seriously. So this is a week of a lot of fun. Moving on to the next one. What does this look like? Religion. And what is the religion there? Majority of people are what? Christians. Christianity has been an integral to the Cook Islands. The London Missionary Society introduced the gospel 200 years ago. So it's been there for a long time, and majority of people are Christians. And I also want to say, even though the population is very small, they have 13 different denominations, from Assembly of God to everything you know, they've been there. But they're all able to work together very well. And they hold a lot of things together. And even the World Day of Celebration, the committee consisted of everything. And they were able to keep all their doctrinal things too. That's why they chose a very simple theme. There is also a college called Tacoma Theological College, and they do a lot of theological training and educating local people in theological studies. Cultural integration. This is an important topic because wherever the missionaries went, and well-meaning, they tried to take away many of their traditional dance and music and different things, because it kind of didn't fit into their idea of Christianity. Remember in India, when our grandmothers, we wouldn't do Bharatanatyam there, would we? The Syrian Christians? No. It took that several generations to come. The same principle, they were, and this is not even Bharatanatyam, this is drumming and all these costumes and all probably spooked them. But anyway, what the people did, they were able to integrate very nicely the Polynesian heritage with the Christian faith. You saw a dance here. They were all Christian music. And they were able to have their traditional forms with more liturgical forms. And it was because dance and music is important though. So they made it woven it into their faith. Okay, the next one. Who are these women, you think? These are the women. For every World Day of Prayer, there is a committee that's formed in the country. And they work for 2 years to get this together. And this group consists of so many different denominations. Can you imagine writing the worship, putting the music, and agreeing to everything? Well, they have done it. And they have deep roots. World Day of Prayer has deep roots in the Cook Islands. And you know how many years they've been celebrating? Take a guess. It's under 100. 54 years. In this little island, they have been doing. And this event is coordinated by the dedicated local World Day Prayer Committee. Now, let's look at the next one. What do you see here? You see 2 women, and you see your cover page on your worship form, right? Okay. For every World Day of Prayer, they take the theme and they put together an artwork. And this artwork was put together by a mother and daughter team. Did you see their tiara or the flower thing? And what are they trying to express? What do you see in this picture that you think is the core of World Day of Prayer? Did you see the ocean, the lagoons and oceans? representing the rich marine life and precious gems. By the way, the second largest exporter of black pearls is from the Cook Island. So oceans mean a lot to them. They are in like miles and miles of oceans, and these volcanic islands came up. So to them, the ocean is very important. Secondly, the famous coconut trees. To them, it's a symbol of strength, health, and prosperity, like we do in Kerala. They call it the tree of life. Do you see the cross on it, on the ship? Okay. Denoting the arrival of Christianity 200 years ago. What else do you see? The three women sitting on the floor? Do you see a patchwork quilt? That is emblematic of patience, love, and humility. It takes a lot of time to make a quilt, sometimes years. And usually it's a community project. They gather together, put these things together, they plan the design. And also, it's a lot of fun for women to come together and quilt. Maybe, it takes maybe 2 years to do it. Okay, the next one is church hats. What's the importance of a church hat? Why do people wear hats in the church in the old days? If you look at all the Britishers, what does it denote? What do we do with our hair? What do we cover our hair? We put our sari or a scarf, right? This is exactly, it's worn by women to honor God's love and mercy. It's a sign of showing respect and honor. Head crowns and garlands. Did you see these two men with the head crowns and garlands? It's made from tropical flowers, symbolizing beauty and connection. It's a round. We hope you have enjoyed this immersive glimpse into the sights, sounds, and vibrant culture of Cook Islands, beautifully highlighted through the contribution of its women. Now let's take a look at the future. Looking ahead, so now we are moving from where? Cook Islands. When I read this, when I got the name Cook Islands, I said it should be Cook's Island, right? No. Because remember, the Captain Cook is the one who explored it, and that's why they named it Cook Islands. Islands is because of 15 different islands scattered around. They're not all together. That makes it the islands. Okay. Where do we go next year? Where were we last year? Okay, Palestine. What's happening there? Things were bad at that time. Now things are even not so good. Where were we there the year before that? Anybody remembers? We had sunflowers and everything. Taiwan. No, we were in, yeah. Anyway, all these countries, Taiwan, we had Ukraine, we had many of these countries that are going through troubles, right? Or they were afraid of being, bombed, they had been bombed. So much is going on still there. But this is relatively, generally a happy country, so I cannot complain about their grievances. But look at next year. We are going all the way to the continent of Africa. Where is Cook's Island? Is it in a continent? Anybody knows? Think about it.
Australia.
I thought it should be part of Australia. No. I googled, because it's near Australia, right? I thought everybody should be in some. No. This is not a continent, it's a country by itself. It's not in that landmass of a continent. Anyway, the next World Day of Prayer in 2026 will be led by the inspiring women of Nigeria under the theme, Rest for the Weary. That is their theme. Planning is also underway for the Centennial World Day of Prayer in 2027. What's a centennial?
100.
100 years. And I would like to add this. This has been 100 uninterrupted years of World Day of Prayer. World wars came, earthquakes come, epidemics happened in different parts of the world, but 87 countries and regions of the world, no matter what happened. In Chile one year they had a huge earthquake and we were unsure whether they would be doing it locally. Sure, they did. So the question is, 100 years of uninterrupted World Day of Prayer around the world shows what? Women gathered together can make anything happen. And the theme is united in prayer for justice and peace. What a beautiful, beautiful topic for coming up. This historic event will be hosted in Ghana. Where is Ghana? Africa, yeah. Marking a century of heartfelt global community. This concludes our journey, an invitation to experience the beauty and spirit of the Cook Islands while looking forward to a promising future of cultural celebration and global prayer. Thank you.